Hey, what's going on, folks? We have a great show for you today. So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis vowed to take on big pharma manufacturers for what he would consider lying about the mRNA.
Things that people are trying to do and focus on the evidence. And so, we are going to work to hold these manufacturers accountable for this mRNA.
Now, I'm simply reporting this news, something that I might get penalized by Facebook or YouTube for doing. That's how evil and psychotic these platforms have become. Hopefully they allow me to literally report the news. If not, whatever. Katie Hobbs, the next governor of Arizona, certified her own election because she's also right now the Secretary of State.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. This concludes the official canvass of the November 8th, 2022 general election. And I just want to once again thank the voters of Arizona. Because of your participation, our democratic institutions thrived. Stay engaged and keep voting. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you.
Justice.
There's something that seems pretty diabolical about a state that took so long to count the votes, where machines weren't working on election day, having the woman who won the election also be at that position. Regardless of if you're left wing or right wing or whatever you think about elections, isn't that a little bit villainous? And the last story I want to talk about is Liver King, who is a viral figure who claimed to just get jacked and yoked naturally, has been caught lying and admits to steroid usage. A lot of athletes and bodybuilders said, duh, of course, we've been saying that for years. But he did trick a lot of people into thinking that it was completely natural. What should happen? We'll talk about that as well. Should be a great show. Hope you stay tuned. It starts now. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dream Rare Podcast. I have 3 stories today. I want to talk about Katie Hobbs certifying her own election in Arizona, the Liver King story that he admitted to taking steroids after lying for years and saying it was natural. I think I have a unique take on that. And the first story that I want to talk about, which is Ron DeSantis talked at a private event about holding mRNA vaccine manufacturers accountable. So I did my own research on that because I saw that headline and I couldn't find the video, and I always try to be accurate. So I found the actual video in an article, and it's true. Ron DeSantis did say he wanted to take on the mRNA manufacturers. Before I start this, I have to say to Facebook and to YouTube and to my audience, a message to everybody. I didn't include the full clip here because Facebook and YouTube are psychotic. But I'm not going to censor myself and I'm not going to play the victim. So what I'm doing, and I want Facebook and YouTube, if they still even care about my channel, I don't know, to hear what I'm saying. I want my entire audience to go to Twitter or to Telegram. Okay, my Telegram is Dream Rare Chat. Don't go now. I'm just saying in general, if you want to watch the full Ron DeSantis clip of what he says about mRNA manufacturers and injuries and side effects, you can go to Telegram, t.me/DreamRareChat, or on Telegram, Dream Rare Chat, DreamRarechat. Or you can go to my Twitter, Legendary Energy. Both of those links are in the bio. So this is the new game we're going to play. Because Facebook and YouTube are so psychotic and fake and evil that I can't even sometimes report the news without them trying to take like thousands of dollars away and shut down my account for a week. What we're going to do is not play the victim, and we're not going to censor ourselves. We're just going to keep funneling traffic to other websites. And if, I know my live streams aren't as big as they used to be in some cases because they don't show the lives on Facebook. They kind of just show the video after. But if there are any Facebook or YouTube, I would say staff watching, what I'm about to do today is completely harmless. I wanted to tell this news story, but your website sucks so much and you guys are so dishonest and you guys have no customer service. You guys constantly lie and cover stuff up and say that I said things I never said with no sort of service. So now what we're going to do is funnel hundreds of thousands of millions of people to Rumble, to BitChute, to Twitter, to Telegram, anywhere but you. You're going to lose the people over time because you're so sloppy. So not playing the victim, not censoring myself, just letting them know go to my Telegram, go to my Twitter. That's where more information will always be because it's not going to be on these stupid websites that have terrible customer service. So with that being said, Ron DeSantis essentially said he believes that the mRNA vaccine companies have lied. He said essentially, you could see in the full video that he thinks that, they said one thing and they basically that they're lying about the rate of side effects, which is pretty huge for a governor to say that. Most Republicans won't say that. Trump certainly won't say that. So, I think this is really going to affect if he runs against Trump. I've been saying this for years now, but especially months since DeSantis threw his hat in the ring, kind of. Not officially, but I don't think Trump can beat him because they're very similar on almost every topic except for this one. DeSantis is really trying to take on Big Pharma. DeSantis has flipped his narrative. DeSantis is not just shilling for Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. DeSantis doesn't surround himself by pharmacy lobbyists and executives like Trump does. DeSantis isn't running around saying it's the greatest human achievement in modern history and he saved the whole world. He's just not doing that. So I think he's going to lose if he really wants to run against Trump because he's capturing the heart of the base by saying, listen, he wasn't anti-vax. He didn't not promote it, but DeSantis learns and corrects on certain topics and Trump never does. So, he's taking the exact opposite stance as Trump and saying, hey, listen, mRNA companies lied. They covered certain stuff up. And with my Surgeon General, we're going to try to hold them accountable for what they're covering up. This is a huge, huge move. What can be done in court? I don't know. There's the PrEP Act. There's the NCVIA, the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act, depending how they try to spin it or what type of emergency clause they use or how they try to, I don't know how a lawsuit's really going to go, but it's nice to have at least one Republican who actually understands if Big Pharma doesn't get held accountable for their lies, then they'll just keep lying and scamming. So, I'm not saying everything was a scam, but I am saying that they constantly, shield themselves from liability. They give, I would say, pretty much lobby the media and the government, get them all on their side, make a whole society where you can't even question it. And then a couple of years later, when the truth comes out, it's just like, oh, well, we made tens of billions of dollars and who cares? So I don't know what can be done, but I do commend Ron DeSantis for doing that. And I'm so glad that he's not backing down to Trump. Like, I don't fully trust either of them, but this idea that a lot of people are like, oh, just roll out the red carpet for Trump and DeSantis should just stay in Florida. And like, this is why I'm kind of happy, even though I can't believe it's happening this way. Like the whole like yay thing where it's like, oh my God, it's so crazy. Everybody feels so uncomfortable. Like, I'm sorry that it has to be this way because I didn't expect Ye to be wearing like black masks, saying stuff that people don't want to hear. But Republicans sadly need to feel uncomfortable because we're too comfortable. We're too comfortable with lockdowns and Operation Warp Speed and trillions of dollars of printed. Republicans keep deceiving us, but it's going to change. It's going to change. It's not going to change. So I like DeSantis challenging Trump. I like people challenging all Republicans, and people need to challenge each other. And, this idea that DeSantis should just get out of the way for Trump and he's so great. And not at all. Like, Trump is still running around the country lying about Operation Warp Speed. I heard somebody told me, they messaged me, they said, keep my name anonymous, which I will, excuse me. But they said they were at a dinner where Trump was at recently, and Trump came up to somebody and said, are you vaccinated? And they said, yes. And Trump said, I saved your life. Like, so he's still going with this narrative that it's like the greatest human achievement. I don't care that he doesn't back away from it per se, but it's just the fact that he's like over the top lying about it. Trump with the vaccines is like somebody trying to sell you a 1993, like Toyota Corolla. Like, sell the car. I'm not saying you can't drive a Corolla, and I'm not saying you can't buy a car with 200,000 miles on it or 100,000 miles on it. But Trump is the one slapping the roof fall, like the window falls out, and he's like, this baby's got 0 miles on it. It's the greatest car ever created. Henry Ford made it. Like, it's like this, he's going over the top to cover for Big Pharma. He's going over the top to act like it's the greatest thing ever done. And it's just annoying. So I like that DeSantis is going the other direction. I like the conflict, and I think it's necessary to grow as a party. And before I move on, I wanted to clarify what I was saying yesterday because a lot of people got upset. I think it's great for politicians and anybody to hold Big Pharma accountable. I think they need to be called out. I think the statistics need to be shown. I think it's okay to talk about injuries and what they're covering up and what they don't want to talk about. I think it's great to talk about liability and who they really are. My point was, if you have family members or friends, I just don't think it's nice to beat down at them if they are healthy and they are feeling good, to keep telling them that they feel so bad because they got it. That's the point I was trying to make. If you know somebody who got injured, then of course you could speak about it. That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying in general, like, try not to manifest weakness and bad health in people who got it, because hundreds of millions of people who got it seem fine. You know what I'm saying? But also, the point that I think we're trying to get to, I mean, we'll see what really happens, is it's not the fact that everybody who gets it's going to be hurt. It's just that they wanted to act like this was the safest, greatest, most amazing thing ever. And when push comes to shove, the statistics of their efficacy rate, and also, VAERS reporting, no matter how accurate it is or not, it is a government system. So the fact that they're covering it up like it's a conspiracy theory, like, the truth be told is, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think they're definitely exaggerating about it. I think it's wrong. I think they're trying to cover stuff up. But my point is, like, every single person who got it is not suffering. And I think it's just messed up to, like, treat people like that. That was the point I was trying to make yesterday. I don't know if it came across wrong or whatever, but that's just how I feel. At the end of the day, the human body is strong, and you want to make people feel good if they feel healthy. I don't think you want to, like, beat down on their psyche. So that's what it is. But I'm glad Ron's doing this. I don't want to harp on it too much, but watch the full clip on my Telegram, watch the full clip on my Twitter. It's great to have somebody in the Republican Party that is actually doing something for, in the big pharma direction, because a lot of people think it was just Fauci or just the Democrats. And I might make a whole documentary to show the truth and say it's not. It wasn't just Democrats. It wasn't just Fauci. In fact, the Trump administration was in on it steps 1 through 20, like every step of the way from 2016 to 2020, the Trump administration is in on it. He's having meetings with Bill Gates. He does everything Fauci wants. He overturned gain of function research and made it legal again in the States. I mean, he's in on it all. It's just the truth. So I'm not saying DeSantis is your best friend or Trump's the worst person in the world, but the truth needs to be told. And, the Republicans that think things are just going to work out if they just get out of his way and listen to him rants, like, it's not how the world works. Competition's good. So good job on this one, DeSantis. Thank you for leading the way. And, people appreciate it, even if other things aren't ideal. Someone said DeSantis is the next Pence. He's already way better than Pence, in my opinion. I'm not saying he's going to do everything you want, but Pence was all Mr. Pharma. The Surgeon General for Trump was Pence's guy. Pence is, like, no offense, he's just a career politician and kind of a tool in that sense. And DeSantis has already proved he's done more against big pharma. DeSantis could have hired Jerome Adams, a big pharma tool, like Trump did. He could have done that. If you guys say everything he does is wrong, why didn't he just hire a big pharma lobbyist? How come he hired a frontline doctor that was against lockdowns and mandates? DeSantis didn't have to do that. So I think it's fair to say, don't idolize this person. Don't fully trust them. I don't think they're going to save your world. Talk about where they are sold out and the speech laws they pass, but give credit where it's due. DeSantis is certainly not Pence in this category, and he's been one of the only Republicans to actually take somewhat of a stance against big pharma in the last year. Call it like you see it. You don't have to trust him. You could think he's leading you off a cliff, but to say he's Pence on big pharma, I don't see it. I think DeSantis has done more than he had to and more than most politicians. He deserves credit for it, and I think if we incentivize good stuff, maybe they'll keep doing it. That's my take, though. You don't have to agree. Second story is someone said, grow your beard out. I just cut it, bro. It's fine. It'll grow naturally. It's not a big deal. Anyway, Katie Hobbs, I guess within the last 24, 48 hours, has certified her own election. She was suspiciously also the Secretary of State. She's going to be the governor, but she was in a position to, be at a pretty high level when it comes to the elections. She's smiling, as you guys saw. Some people weren't here, but you could rewind afterwards. She was smiling kind of like villainously, like, yeah, the election's official now. And it would be one thing if it was just a total normal election and everything worked perfectly. But the fact that however many, was it 25% or more of the machines were not working in Maricopa County on election day. I mean, whether you're a Democrat or not, or a Republican, like, that's not cool. That's not ideal. And to act like that's an ideal, an ideal election in Arizona just takes 5 or 6 days or 2 weeks, and the machines don't work. That's not good. And it's also very sketchy that she's at that position. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see what happens, but I don't know how much the GOP really cares about that or what they could do, but I didn't like it. Last story, and then I'll get to some of your comments, is the Washington Post. I mean, they're not the only ones saying it. I just found a generic article. TikTok, Liver King touted raw organ meat diet. He also took steroids. The self-proclaimed Liver King and a muscular and often shirtless TikTok star named Brian Johnson amassed millions of followers by promoting an ancestral diet of beef brains, bull testicles, and raw animal liver. Recently, Johnson posted a different kind of video, an apology. I lied and I misled a lot of people, Johnson said to the camera. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I'm on steroids. So the Liver King, if you've seen him, he's gone crazy viral. He's been on every big podcast. And his whole thing was, I'm not taking steroids. I'm not taking drugs. This is all natural. All I do is eat testicles and liver, and I sleep on the floor. Like, he had this whole fake story that basically, like, he's got that jacked by just being like an ancestral, living like our ancestors used to, eating raw stuff, acting like a caveman, and just working out a lot. No steroids, no drugs. I follow a lot of bodybuilders and I follow a lot of like athletes and MMA athletes. And all of them are basically saying, which I understand because they know a lot more than I do or most people. Sorry. Little winter stuffiness. Hopefully it's not the COVID. Sorry, I got to get it out of my system because I don't, I didn't take the mRNA vaccine. So Fauci and, Biden say that at any second I could just drop. So I got to just cough it out of my body. But anyway, sorry, I got off topic there. A lot of bodybuilders and MMA stars are like, obviously he was on steroids. Joe Rogan for years, or at least for months, has been saying he's been on steroids, like he's a liar. And I have to say this, on one hand, if you're a bodybuilder or an athlete, perhaps it's been obvious that he's on steroids, right? You look at him and you're like, you can't look like that if you just eat natural and work out. It doesn't work that way. I have to say, as somebody, because I'm like in the middle, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not an MMA star, but I also do love sports, and I do work out. So I'm kind of like, I'm not completely clueless, but I'm certainly not like clued in like everybody else. Like, I know what it looks like to take steroids. I've never taken steroids. I'm not like a gym bro to the extent where I'm like, eating a bunch of drugs and stuff. I just work out and love sports. I'm not going to lie. And I haven't heard this take yet because everyone's saying, obviously he did steroids. Obviously. On one hand, I didn't trust that guy at all, Liver King, because he just seemed kind of like a liar. He's like, I sleep on the floor. I'm like, bro, do you? That's kind of cool, but like, do you really sleep on the floor? I wasn't buying him, but because I love natural food and I do love like, acting like a caveman, like I don't wear shoes a lot. I like to work out like a caveman, but I don't work out that much enough to look that big. I kind of hoped, even though I thought he was probably lying and I didn't like fully trust him, I was kind of hoping that like maybe it is true that you can look that huge if you just eat a bunch of animal organs and live like really naturally. So, I have to say I get that people that are more experienced with working out knew that he was lying the whole time. And I'm not for like lawsuits and overly litigious society because I think everybody sues each other and it's messed up. But I wouldn't be shocked if he lost a lot of money and got sued because he kind of deserves it. I mean, his whole thing was selling a bunch of stuff, telling people you can look like me if you don't take steroids and you just live naturally. But the whole thing was a lie. Like, I think that guy should be broke. And I don't like to wish for people's demise, and I don't want to hurt people. And, but I don't feel bad for this guy at all. Like, I don't think it's just fair to say everyone should have known he was lying. Yeah, I mean, bodybuilders know, MMA stars know, people who spend their whole lives trying to look perfect, no, but the average athlete or the average person that isn't an athlete doesn't really know. Like, they're hoping that maybe it is true that you could look that yoked if you just do the right things and live 100% to the natural law. So, if he just lied a bunch, I mean, I think he should be pretty much just embarrassed and like shamed into like, I don't know, a different career. But at the same time, it's like, how much money did this guy make off lying to people? He probably made millions of dollars lying. So, I'm not going to take it away. I'm not going to sue him because I never bought his products. But I have a hard time feeling like, oh, you should have just known. Anybody who believed him is a liar. It's like, I don't know. This dude, his whole life is a lie. And I was kind of hoping it was possible to be jacked because I think you can get pretty strong just eating good and working out. But I don't take steroids. I don't like just jam protein down my throat. So I'm not really like 100% familiar. I just work out a lot and try to like live healthy. But I guess that's what it is. We'll see what happens. I personally wouldn't care if he lost everything because he lied to everyone all the time. His whole persona was a lie. And it's not like he was just on steroids but selling stuff. His whole gist was like, you can get just like me if you eat bull testicles and liver, and you don't have to do steroids. And so it's like whatever. See what happens to him. But that's my take. I don't care if he loses it all. He scammed a lot of people, and I get that maybe people shouldn't have known he was lying, but not everybody has a great idea of what it takes to be that big. So I don't think it's that crazy that millions of people wanted to believe that he was telling the truth, because there are a lot of people out here that want to believe that doing things the natural and right way is right. I guess it would be, I don't know if this is a bad analogy, but it's too late. I already thought of it. It would be like if a woman had like huge knockers, that were like out to here, and she's just like, they're natural. And you're like, and you want to believe they're real. But then like 2 years later, she's like, okay, fine. But then she made millions of dollars saying like, women, if you eat like me, your knockers can be out to here. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I lied. I got surgery. But like, whatever, it's like, no, you kind of, it's a terrible, terrible analogy, but it's kind of funny. It's like, if you just go around lying about it, it's whatever. But if you made millions selling the lie that other women can look like that if they do that, then screw you. That guy is not a good person. He's definitely a scammer. Scammer alert. Someone said Kylie did the same. Did she really do the same though? I don't think she claimed to be natural, or maybe she did. I've no. She's like, I just woke up like this. You have like some small knockers. The next day you have some huge gazungas. Like they grow times 50 overnight. And someone's like, did you get surgery? You're like, no, I just ate bull testicles and raw liver, and they just grew out of my chest like overnight. Like, is that what happened? I don't think so, but whatever. Appreciate you guys, and I'll read some of your comments. Let me know what you think about the DeSantis thing. Let me know what you think about the Katie Hobbs thing. Let me know what you think about the Liver King thing. And I want to say, go to my Telegram page. I have that full DeSantis video, my Twitter, full DeSantis video. I'm always trying to stream and do 50 million things at once, but obviously I'll take into account my Rumble page is growing. I have 2 million streams on BitChute. I'm always trying to partner with the right companies to get my stuff out there. Unfortunately, Rumble and locals just kind of like blow me off every time. Everybody always blows me off. Maybe I'm an unlikable person. I think I'm a nice guy. I think I'm a nice business guy, but I don't know what happens. People always get real close and then they just blow me off like I don't exist. And then it just turns me into like, okay, now I gotta take it to the next level. Cause I don't really care about, as long as I'm doing what I want to do and making an impact, I don't care. But when people blow me off, I'm like, how many times are you guys gonna blow me off? I get like hundreds of thousands of streams a week, millions of reach. What do I got to do? Do I have to take a trip to the wall? I have to close my eyes and kiss the wall. Then I'll finally get. What do I have to do? Do I have to hang out with Ben Shapiro? What do I have to? No, it's okay. All right, let me see. Someone said DeSantis is doing the right thing for the people of Florida, making informed choices. Thanks for covering the real issues. I like to give people credit where it's due. There's some things, like I've said, that I disagreed with what he did, and I'm not going to back down on it, but I'm not going to act like he's the same as Mike Pence. He's clearly better than Mike Pence in certain directions, in my opinion. So, it's all good. Yeah, I think he's doing a good job leading that state for the most part. Someone said, you probably have to sell your soul. You would know better than that. Someone said, you're a real man. Thank you. I agree. Companies want someone who represents them. You're unbuyable. Well, here's the thing. By the way, I have this shirt on today. This wasn't planned, but it's the Freedom Over Tyranny shirt. When I wear this out, I get a lot of compliments. This is on dreamrare.com. You can get that, and also 11 signed hats. If you think I'm going places in life, guys, there's still 11 signed hats left. You can have one, have a piece of history, support the movement. If you think I'm a loser and don't think I'm going anywhere and it's not valuable to buy one of my signed hats, then don't buy one. But, take a gamble on your kid, on the boy. I'm the man. Your boy is just like a kind of like a phrase, but I'm a grown man now. I have a 401k and I care about stocks. Someone said anomaly is so. Junior, you come here every day, bro, and you're always complaining. I want you to go somewhere you want to go. It's like if I'm a supermarket and you come every day and you're like, I hate the food here. And then the manager comes out and says, Junior, just go to the other store, go to Ralph's, go to Kroger, go to 7-Eleven, go to Gelson's. Maybe you want Whole Foods. What do you want, Junior? I'm not mad at you, bro, but you come here every day and you complain. It's like, go to a different supermarket. Anyway, someone said, what if I think you're a loser and I still bought one yesterday? Well, I know you didn't buy one because I only sold one yesterday and I know who I sold it to. So if you think I'm a loser and you still want to buy my hat, that's fine. I mean, it's okay. Do I like Tupac? Yeah, he's cool. Definitely a legend. Someone said, I'm not here to complain. I'm here to educate. Well, thank goodness. Welcome to the store. Teeny Dakini says, I almost butchered that name. People love my pink God bless hat. They're good hats. I mean, people give me stuff all the time, like sweatshirts and like hats. And I'm not lying. My sweatshirt's the best out of all those. We're pretty much sold out. And my hats, like, they're always better quality in my perspective. It's not cheap. It's made in the US. So, I mean, it's still a hat. It's, it like every article of clothes, it has like somewhat of an expiration date, I guess. Someone said, I respect you for calling out Tim Pool. Well, it's been years that I've been trying to have a conversation about certain topics and people have been just like gatekeeping and blacklisting it. So, at this point, I just don't care anymore. Like, I've been here. I've been ready to have a conversation. Oh, by the way, I'm having a debate. Hopefully he doesn't back out. His name is Rudy Rockman. He's from Israel. And, he wants to fight anti-Semitism, just like me. But we have different strategies. I think he thinks comedy is offensive and anti-Semitic. I think comedy is epic and shouldn't be censored. And we're going to have a conversation or debate about it. Hopefully tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. I don't know with the time zones, but hopefully he doesn't back out because I think it's a necessary debate. Read the super chat. Is it a recent one or like how long ago did you send it? Sorry, I probably should be able to figure out how, but if it's not recent, I can't see it. Also, you can't just yell at me. I've never said I read every super chat. Like, this is not that type of show, which is probably why I don't get that many super chats. It's probably not a good business plan. But just to give you guys a quick breakdown, like, I got to figure out how to get Facebook. Maybe I need to find a better program that shows me everything. I'll work on it. But we made a lot of progress this year. I'm always overwhelmed. But if you look at like a year ago, I never had videos I could play. I never had like my camera's gotten better. I would say my presentation's gotten better. So we're making progress slowly but surely. What did the super chat say? I don't know. It said, "Don't read me. I'm too far up." And I said, "All right, deal." How much do I charge for a feature of hip hop? Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on, I gotta get the COVID out of me. Hold on. False alarm, false alarm. Don't you hate that when a sneeze is coming, but it just disappears? Like, where does it go? It probably goes to the dark web or something. I don't know. I mean, I might just collab with someone for free if I like the song. I used to like have a fee, but I don't know. Email me a song. We'll see how dope it is. But I don't do collabs that I don't want to do, so we'll see. All My Friends Are Shadow Banned. It's a good song. I wrote it. Let's elect Switzerland to govern over America for the next 1,000 years. Octagon, you can have. I'm confused at what you're saying, Mr. Boston, but I don't know. Someone said DeSantis said he's running for president. I don't think he's officially announced, but it seems like he's kind of like positioning to run. I hope he runs, honestly. Like, Trump needs competition. I hope Ye runs. I hope DeSantis runs. Like, it might not be good optics, but I'm tired of good optics. Good optics is like, hey, I'm your best friend, but I'm going to bomb 15 countries. Like, hey, everything's racist, sexist, and anti-Semitic. Now I'm going to steal your money. Like, I'm over the good optics. I understand people want optics, but for like, let them all on the stage. Rand Paul, Ye, DeSantis, Trump. I'm in scorched earth mode. The Republican Party is not doing anything, so they need a little bit of a shakeup. Can you help me get my poll on Twitter to maybe Elon can respond? Said Yadon. To be honest, like, no, I don't know. You want me to retweet your poll so Elon Musk sees it? That's kind of a tall order. like one, to get me to retweet it. That's not that hard to do, but it's not the easiest thing. And then like you want me to retweet it to hope that Elon retweets it. I mean, it's a bit of a reach, my guy. The chances of Elon retweeting the poll if I tweet it is like less than 1%. So you're playing a very low percentage game. Let's see. I forwarded shadow ban to my friends in the Philippines. They do love you. I know, I was kind of trying to manifest it because I like people from the Philippines. So it's like I say, they love me in the Philippines and then they end up loving me because of the song. I planned that. Someone said I'm not allowed on Twitter because Linda Rothschild does not like me. Are you sure that's the reason you're not allowed on Twitter? Like literally a Rothschild's like, not Mr. Boston. That's too much. My take on Ethan Klein saying he'd kill Jesus again. Well, I commented on it. Ethan Klein is a declining YouTube creator who's just like morphing into like a goblin. He just keeps getting more and more gross. But I guess he was like saying to counter Nick Fuentes, he said that he would like re-kill Jesus again or something, or like mock it. I think it just shows you what this country is. Like in a Muslim country, you don't disrespect Allah and you don't disrespect Jesus. Muslims have more respect for Jesus than Ethan Klein does. So, America is, in my opinion, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, I don't want to be misconstrued. I'm trying to be somewhat funny, but honest. I think America is just like a gay colony of Israel. So the things you can't do in this, you can't share an Amazon link that offends the individuals. You can't offend the LGBT. America's not like a Christian conservative nation. It's like a gay colony of Israel. So, Ethan Klein can disrespect Jesus because this is not a Christian country anymore. Anyone can do whatever they want. Just don't talk about a certain group and don't talk about the rainbow people. Like we are a gay colony of a foreign country that if you ever say it's happening, they'll call you a name. So I don't know. It's like, that's why, although I didn't anticipate what's going on right now, it's like conservatives need a wake-up call. Like Fox News is lying. Like Steven Crowder is a gatekeeper. Like they're all leading you nowhere. They're like, I'm dressing as a woman. Huh? It's like, cool, dude. Like, take a break from cross-dressing for 2 seconds and have a debate with somebody. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, and people think I'm so like, who do you like? I'm just being honest. Like the party's not going anywhere. Most of these influencers are not doing anything. So, someone's got to come through and shake it up, because if it doesn't get shaken up, nothing's getting done. So I'm not really easily offended. Yadon McFadden said, got to try something. Look at what the poll is about Pfizer. You're real, tall order, but up your alley. Yeah, I can't retweet your tweet to see Elon see it. Like, it's just too much. Good luck with your poll, but we're all doing our thing. I try to do my thing. I can't just retweet your poll right now. Someone said Ethan is trash for saying that. Ethan is trash for a lot of reasons. He's not a good goblin, bad goblin. Watch the Ye Gavin interview. Is amazing. Yeah, I saw it last night. It's pretty wild, man. He's definitely not backing down. It's pretty wild. How do we get our politicians to work for us? I think it starts with people. I mean, I've been saying it for, I don't know, months or years now, but challenge them, like, don't be afraid to ask them a real question. Don't be afraid to show them love, but at the same time, challenge them. Republicans this is why I've been going so hard at these conservatives, because all they do is gatekeep, and they say, oh, look at the left, look at the left, look at the left. And then when you say that the right's not doing something, they act like they don't see it. They're basically just placekeepers. So we need to obviously identify that the left is not doing the right stuff, but it's time to start challenging people. And here's the thing. It's already happening. Look at Steven Crowder when he posts something on Twitter. Ratio. Everyone's awake, Steven. Tell your producers, tell your writers. Everybody knows the truth now, Steven. You can't just play this little, like, I'm not trying to blame Steven Crowder for everything, but I'm just saying, look at your everybody that's so much more popular than me, right? Look at they're getting ratioed every time they gatekeep. Their whole audience knows the elephant in the room. Crowder, Shapiro, Prager. They've been trying so hard for so many years to close that elephant out and pretend like it doesn't. It's all anti-Semitic. We're not selling the party out. We're not owned and controlled. Okay, but now, unfortunately, the most famous person in the world has knocked the Overton window to the right times 15. I am a mistaker on purpose. I don't know what his true intentions are, but you can't cover this stuff up forever. So, I'm just noticing that everybody that's trying to play it safe and be like, just gatekeepy, they're all getting ratioed. Everyone realizes it's glorious. Everybody's awake to at least a conversation about something. So we'll see. He broke the Overton window and he's unapologetic. It's absolutely wild. Someone said, they always say we need a committee to do what? Nothing. Exactly, Marla. First of all, I appreciate you always being here, Marla. I see it and I appreciate it. That is so Republican. You're so right. They're like, we need a committee. We need to put together a committee of Jim Jordan and Jim Jordan will do it. And like, I'm not trying to hate on these people. I know I sound like I complain too much, but I'm over it. It's like, wow, yeah, get a committee with Jim Jordan. That'll really stick it to the Democrats. Like, Jim Jordan's not doing anything. The committee's not doing anything. Like, it's so, you're so right. We need a committee of Trey Gowdy, Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, and if you're lucky, we'll give you Thomas Massey for a week and then we'll kick him off. It's so funny. I'm not even mad anymore. Like, people think I'm like mad, or I'm not mad. I get it. It's not my field. I'm not a politician, but it is funny. Lara O'Neill said, anomaly, your video on Lex Friedman and Ye was profound. No exaggeration. You're brilliant with your EQ, emotional intelligence. Well, thank you. Don't make my head any bigger. Everyone keeps saying Anomaly's head's so big. And then I use that to redirect to a sale. And I'm like, that's why I have blue beanies available for big heads like me. But thank you. I know some people think they're like, what? Who do you like? Do you hate everybody? I don't hate people. I'm just like, I'm tired of I didn't choose this world. If everything was running somewhat smoothly, I'd be like, yeah, I don't even need to do this. I'll just go take a nap. But we're printing trillions of dollars. Zelensky's sucking up all our money. Ben Shapiro's crying hate speech, but he's made his whole career on saying hate speech doesn't exist. And in fact, I'm getting ready to buy my gold, gold. Whatever. I'm over it. I've been nice for 3 years saying, will anyone have a conversation with it? No. I mean, it's impossible. I mean, just stop. I've spent enough time. I've researched. I've looked with my heart open, and I've come to the conclusion that we're not going anywhere at this rate. So it's time to start knocking on the door a little bit harder. I knocked in 2019. Knock, knock, knock. Nobody home. Knock, knock, knock. 2020. Knock, knock, knock. 2021. Now I'm bashing the door down. It's like it's game over. It's Ricky Ricardo now. Honey, I'm home. Oh no! Not literally. I'm not actually going to break into someone's house. I have to say that because then the feds are going to watch this or something and be like, oh my gosh, January 6th. I'm not actually going to. It's called a metaphor. Knocking on the door. They're like, oh my gosh, I just wrote down a report. I thought I was going to literally knock down a door. No, metaphorical. Obviously. I just have to make it as clear as possible because I'm not trying to get misconstrued. People will be like, there's a war on information. They're like, a war? This extremist group is trying to launch a war. Oh my gosh. Let me read some of the comments. Someone said hate speech doesn't exist to Ben Shapiro unless you're talking about the blanks. We don't talk about that group anymore because it's hate speech. We call it, there's individuals. That's all there is. There are no groups. The New York Giants are just 11 players on a field who just happen to have the same uniform on. It's shocking, actually. We should investigate it. How did all of those grown men individuals just happen to wear the same exact color shirt? That seems implausible. We need to get Ben Shapiro on the case. Thoughts about Mark said thoughts about Putin falling down the stairs and pooping his pants. I read that report, but I never know if it's just Western propaganda trying to make him look bad or if he really fell down and pooped his pants. I don't know. I mean, they lie too much for me to take any story seriously. So maybe it happened. If it did, that's funny. But Unfortunately, like the West will lie about anything involving Ukraine, and then when the truth comes out, they're more mad at you for knowing they lied. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling the truth. I'm one of the only, and I'm not going to say the only one, but one of very few. I want to say less than 5% of even right-wing influencers didn't bite at the Ukraine story. I follow hundreds of right-wing influencers on Instagram. All of them were posting Snake Island. All of them were sticking it to Putin. All of them were talking about the ghost of Kiev. Literally all of them. Fox News, everyone, Daily Mail, everyone, mainstream, everybody fell for these stories. And it felt like a Jussie Smollett situation where I'm not going to say it's fake because I don't know that it's fake, but it doesn't sound real. So I'm just going to be patient. I was patient. I'm not going to say I broke, but I was one of the first reporters to break the story that the Snake Island was misreported because I almost said Israel. Ukraine's defense minister or whatever posted on Facebook. I was one of the people who broke the story in the right direction, and then they took my Instagram account away. But the point I was getting to was like, with this Ukraine story, they were more mad at me for telling the truth than people. If you lie about it, nothing happens. If you tell the truth about it, they take away your money. And in hindsight, once it came out that the ghost of Kiev was obviously like a fake propaganda story, they get mad that you pointed out because they're like, yes, it's good propaganda. We are trying to lie to the world to get Ukraine to win. We need to hype up the forces. You can't hype up the forces with the truth. Just tell them they're fighting for their country. You got to lie to them and say that there's some ghost anonymous guy, Reddit user in the sky shooting down 19. Like, why do you have to lie so much? They were more mad at the people who knew they were lying than the people who lied. It was just like, I'm like, that's why I don't even talk about that war anymore. Cause I'm not going to say I don't care. I want it to end. I don't want people on either side to die. I'm tired of the gas prices going up, all that. I'm tired of Zelensky, like being an actor puppet, but in general, like the big story is, okay, they've lied almost every time they push propaganda. They get mad at, what is there even to talk about at this point? I'm not going to bite on any story out of there, whether it's Putin pooping his pants or 100,000 people dead or we're winning the war, but we're not. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. And honestly, it's like, just stop taking our tax dollars. Like, get along. Oh, you want Putin to get along? What are you, a Russian? Oh, now peace is a Russian conspiracy theory. What should we do? Let Zelensky suck our money out for 15 years and then in 15 years, the same thing as the Afghanistan war. It's like, oh, we made a mistake. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have locked down so long. Oh, maybe they don't have the efficacy that we said they do. These aren't mistakes in my view. And in most people's view who are paying attention, like only the naive fool thinks that they just coincidentally make all these mistakes and they do exactly what they want to do. And then we're hundreds of thousands of people dead and trillions of dollars in debt. Oh, well, now we know it's wrong. They do this every time. So that's why I don't care if it's Zelensky or Putin or Trump or DeSantis. I'm not waiting 5 years for them to say, oops, we did it again. Like they're trying to drop a new Britney Spears song. We've done this game before. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I'm not playing. Oh, maybe it's going to change. Maybe they just made a mistake. It's not a mistake when they always go in the same. How come they don't make a mistake and put $1 million in my bank account instead of Zelensky? Where's that mistake? Where's the mistake that they just boom the economy by a mistake? Where's the mistake that Big Pharma gets in trouble when they shouldn't have gotten in trouble? Yeah, every mistake just mysteriously goes in the favor of Democrats, the global agenda, the military industrial complex, and Big Pharma. They just misread the data. They didn't misread the data. In most cases, they made the data. Like they came up with it. And then they take my video down when I tell people to read the book, How to Lie with Statistics, which was on Bill Gates's reading list. Bill Gates is a strange character because he'll like tell you something and then like you'll get taken down for telling it. I don't make up stories about Bill Gates. I don't make up conspiracy theories. I'm very careful with what I do, but I always get in trouble for talking about him. It's like, I didn't even know about that book until it was on his reading list. And it's actually a great book. How to Lie with Statistics. Great book. If you read that book, it's like it describes everything they did to us in like 100 pages. It's like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. But you can't talk about it on Facebook now. It's just a mistake though. Communism is something said, how are you still receiving YouTube ad revenue with a exclamation point and a rat? I would say I'm very careful with what I say and how I say it. So, if you want to think things, you can, but I'm very strategic. I see minds and I don't walk over them. You know what I'm saying? I redirect people to other websites. So, you know, you don't have to trust me or believe me. I don't really care, but I would say attitude and energy goes a long way. A lot of people that might know some things, they have a bad attitude, they have bad energy. They end up getting consumed by what they know. You can't draw me into hate. You can't draw me into making a mistake. Sometimes they want you to get emotional, so you make a mistake or you make a move. I'm not, I, you know, they can't make me do something. They can't make me hate. I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Telegram. I'm not gonna say everywhere, but are you are you mad communism? I mean, if you disagree with some stuff I'm saying, you could say it, but if you're just mad that I'm not more canceled on YouTube, then I don't know. Will it truly make you happy when that day comes, or when I got suspended for a week, or when they took away my monetization? I've gotten it taken away on Facebook like 10 times. I don't even know. They've taken everything, they've given it back, they've taken everything, they've shut down entire videos. It's not like I'm not getting censored at all. It's just I'm not completely removed. But if that would make you feel better about your channel or whatever you're doing, I guess I'm sorry. Someone says, should we forgive Liver King? He's apologized. I mean, I forgive him as a person, but he made a lot of money. I mean, anybody who bought his thing under the guise of, oh, if I work out and eat this, I could look like that. I mean, I think he should be open to lawsuits. And I'm not a big overly litigious person, but I forgive him as a human being. But he's a scammer, he's a liar, and he's a deceiver, and he should be ashamed of himself. I don't think he should be able to keep all the money he made. I mean, I don't like, even with Michael Avenatti, who obviously is going to prison, like I don't feel good when people get in trouble. It doesn't make me feel better. I'm like, dang, like that guy lied and CNN thought he was so great and now he's going to prison. I don't revel in people's like distraction, but at the same time with Liver King, like is should I be allowed to sit here and just make up a story about myself and sell a bunch of supplements that isn't true, and then make $5 million and tell everyone I lied and get to keep the money and live a great life because I lied? I don't think so. I mean, I think there should be consequences for actions. And, he's a scammer. So I forgive him, but I don't think he should be able to keep all the money he made. But also, Big Pharma does what he does all the time and they get away from it. So do I want Liver King to bear the blunt of society, but everyone else gets away? I don't know. But I don't think he should be able to keep all the money. I think he should feel terrible. I think he should give it all away and go live in the woods and do what he said he was doing. Someone said, Crypto World said, I've been YouTubing since 2006 and I've been on, hold on, I'm trying to read. I've been on Mr. Beast, CNN, all guests, no breaks, and I still cannot get monetized. You're badass, obviously, and people love you. Well, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely rough though. Every other like couple of weeks, they usually take something away. I'm demonetized on Instagram. They completely banned my Twitter. I'm sorry, my TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, and they owe me $800. I had $800 in my TikTok bank account, and they never gave it to me. So, did they just take the money? Is that legal? Does anybody know? If I had $800 on TikTok and I never cashed it out, and they just deleted my account, are they allowed to just steal my money? I have no idea. So you could act like I'm not getting censored enough or something, but I don't know if that's gonna make you feel better. Anomaly sounding like AOC. He shouldn't keep all his money. If you're stupid enough to pay for his product, your fault. I mean, some people have that perspective. That's fine. I guess I don't know, if Bayer comes out with a product and they say it cures this and it ends up not doing that, is it you were too stupid? Or I mean, I don't know. That's fine to have that perspective, but I don't see it like that. Someone said boomers love Anomaly. That is true. I am popular with the boomers. So are you sad not a lot of boomers like you? Boomers like me, Zoomers like me. We don't discriminate, but we do have some elders in the building. Someone said Scott Adams says he smokes weed all day and he sounds like it. It sounds like Scott's trying to get on his redemption arc because I saw some of his takes about the Ye interview and it was like shockingly out of the box and not normie. So, Scott sounds like he's trying to like make a comeback. I don't know. He blocked me on Twitter. Someone said Zoomer here and I love Anomaly. Thank you, Dan Real. Appreciate it. I'm 60 and I love Anomaly. Gen Z loves you. See, we got a little bit of everything. Appreciate it. Grateful said I'm a boomer. Appreciate it. Brando said DeSantis is controlled by Kissinger and associates. And Brando, I think that's good to say that and to challenge him because I think he does a lot of good by big pharma, but I do think that there is a lot of big money behind DeSantis. And, I don't know the exact connection with Kissinger, but I wouldn't be shocked. So I heard Ben Shapiro say he's learned his ways about war and now he's more like Henry Kissinger. Like Ben was saying that. And I was like, so that's the type of energy that even if I compliment DeSantis on what he's doing with big pharma, I'm not the type of person that's going to tell you if you come and say, oh, he's controlled by Kissinger. I'm not going to be like, no, 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 we got to just worship him. Everything he does is good. Like if you can prove that and it's true and you can point out the connections and make the claim that he's not going to do as much as he says he's going to do, that's what this party needs. We need that. He's a public servant. So if he's taking money from Kissinger and he's going to end up pushing his war agenda, we need people are like ping pong, or I would say like a pinball. It's like boing, boing, boing. They go to Trump. They go to DeSantis, like Elon, bing, 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 bing. We don't have to bounce around all the time. You could like someone and compliment them without like idolizing them. But I think that everyone's looking for a hero in this country because it's falling apart and it's like, who you gonna call? Like Superman, Ghostbusters, Batman, like save us, Trump, save us, DeSantis, and like people are like, oh my gosh, he's the guy. So it's great. I mean, it's nice to be nice, but I like the fact that you're further analyzing him. I think that's necessary. And I think if like the party starts doing that more, we might actually get results. But if everybody plays this game of like, don't challenge Trump, DeSantis should just stay in Florida. DeSantis shouldn't even talk. Like, or he's the guy. Like, we definitely need more scrutiny. Let's see. Someone said, I hope they cancel Ye. Well, okay. 45 was right, said, I hope they cancel Ye. You're allowed to feel that way, but I mean, I hope they don't. I hope that people just talk to him and debate him because I don't think his arguments are bulletproof, but I think that he doesn't care. And, I don't know that Ye's doing this because I don't know why he's doing this or what he's doing, but he's kind of showing like when you go so hard and so far and totally unapologetic and totally not politically correct, he's made Gavin McInnes look politically correct. He's made Alex Jones look scared and politically correct. He's made everyone look politically correct. He's made the GOP look like snowflakes because they can't even eat with him. Like, Ye is exposing most conservative influencers, whether he's trying to or not. I'm not saying they have to agree with him. I'm not saying that they have to say everything he's saying is right. I'm not saying that they can't push back, but I do think when things are pushed far, you start to really see who people are in a sense. And, people's logic, like, you don't have to agree with what he said, but if your logic is individuals, not groups, it doesn't even make sense. Everybody groups things together all the time. What you're trying to say is don't blame every Jewish person, which makes total sense, but say it in a way that makes sense. Explain it in a way that makes sense. Because this is where those people are kind of lying is, there are Black and Jewish organizations and Democrat organizations. They come together under certain interests for their racial group or for their ideology, and they push forward. And if you're a group that says I'm a Black group and you point to them, it doesn't mean you're blaming all Black people, but what do you call them besides a Black group, and what do you call it? So I think whether he means to or not, it's kind of forcing everyone to go further than they want to go. And then you really see who knows what they're talking about. Because a lot of people are just like, I don't want to hear that. And it's like, yeah, I bet you don't. But also, like, what's your angle on it? Well, groups. Don't talk about groups. That doesn't make any sense. Like, that's a bad counter. So I don't hope he gets canceled. I hope that he gets challenged intellectually and honestly, like that's what I want to see. But I understand that it's that the heat gets too hot for some people, metaphorically with certain convos that the fishnet and the Yoo-Hoo bottles classic. It's really funny for sure. Let me see. Alex said that he made him unzip the mask before the interview on Crowder today. I heard Alex on Crowder. I mean, Alex is trying to distance himself as much as possible. Understandable. I mean, understandable. When you're Alex Jones, you got enough problems. The last thing you need is Kanye West wearing a face zip talking about Hitler. Like that's not what Alex Jones wanted out of the interview. He wanted clicks and supplement sales. He didn't want he did not want to go there, obviously. And I'm not even saying he's wrong for that. Like, you think most people wouldn't want to go there on their show. Like, that's now they're going to get in trouble. So, but Alex, you really see Alex going the distance to like make it clear, his stance and go at Ye and Fuentes because like he's nervous, like also maybe he feels that way. So I get it. I'm not, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time, but he's definitely made Alex pretty shook. Like, pretty funny. Someone said cancel him ASAP. He's promoting hate speech. Well, I'm going to have a good debate with an Israeli on Friday about hate speech, anti-Semitism. I'm pumped. I'm not making fun of people in a sense like, oh, I don't want to debate them. I've been wanting to debate Charlie Kirk or Shapiro or Prager or anyone. If they think they're too popular for me, I don't care. Send me one of your minions. You know what I'm saying? Send me somebody who nobody wants to, because I'm not wrong with what I'm saying. I know my stuff. I've learned what's going on. I'm not going to lose a debate. Someone said Israeli friends, and then he called me a cross-eyed Jew. Well, I'm not Jewish. I mean, it's debatable if I'm cross-eyed or not, but I have someone who referenced me, someone in Israel. But yeah, people watch me in Israel. I'm sure if people watch me in Palestine, if you're taking the stance of like, if you even know one Israeli that likes you or will willing to debate you, I mean, I don't think you're going to help the cause very much, but good luck, my brother. Should I not debate someone from Israel? Is that too far for you? Is that like, oh, if you even debate someone from Israel, then that's too much for me? I mean, I don't understand what you're going for. Someone said, would love to see you debate. It's happening, whether this guy likes it or not. It's just like, someone said debate Crowder. I would love to chat with Crowder. I'm sure we agree on a lot of stuff. It's just like there's certain topics they don't want to touch, and it's long overdue. Someone said normalizing budding with them. I'm going to speak the truth, bro. I don't know what you want me to do, but it's like if you think it's bad to debate someone with Israel, like what do you want? You want me to expose certain things, but you don't even want me to challenge myself with someone who disagrees. This person, I've seen his videos. He thinks that comedy is pretty much anti-Semitic if it talks about Jewish people, and I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. It's like I'm willing to chat with anybody, but I'm not going to agree with what he's saying. I'm going to keep it raw and real. I'm a friendly person, but I'm not a pushover. So if that's too far for you, then like go watch another channel. I don't know what to tell you. I'm me. I do what I want. You can't control me just like the media can't control me. I'm going to be friends with who I want. The ADL tries to control me. The Republican Party tries to control me. Certain people like you come in my comments and get mad that I'm not controllable. And then you think you can control me by saying, oh, well, I don't want you to talk to them. Well, who are you? You're not Fox News or CNN or the ADL. Just like they can't tell me who I can talk to, neither can you. So, I find it funny that sometimes the people that want to control me the most are the people that are saying I can't be friends with that person, I can't chat with them. I've never even met this guy, but in general, I'm going to debate him, and I'm not going to apologize for it. And if you think I should, then you could not talk to or debate people that you want to, but you're not going to control me in the same way that the Republican Party is not going to. You said, why do I never mention that person? Bro, I'm no disrespect, but you're just kind of annoying me where it's like you're trying to pressure me. You can't talk to him. Why don't you mention this person? Because I'm not really familiar with them. Someone brought them up 2 streams ago and I mentioned them, but Like you're trying to make me you. Like, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk? I don't know, because I'm not your slave, bro. I'm not your slave. Does that make sense? I'm not your slave, so I don't talk about what you want me to when I want. You don't control me. I'm not your little pawn or puppet. I'm not you. Does that make sense? Why don't you talk about what I talked about yesterday? How come you never talk about it in the way I? How come you didn't make as many videos on the speech laws that I did? Maybe because you're not me and I don't control you. So like the nerve that you have, I don't care how much you're fighting Zionism or communism or you talk about Jewish people. That's awesome. I don't censor you. I don't call you anti-Semitic. But the fact that you're going to come in here and maybe this is why nobody knows this stuff and it's not normalized, because everybody who knows it acts like you and scares everyone away because you act so crazy about it. Like, you're not going to control me. DeSantis isn't going to control me. Sheldon Adelson, when he was alive, wasn't going to control me. So like, the nerve that you have to think that I have to say what you want when you want, like, who the hell do you think you are, bro? If you want to talk to those people or talk about those people, why don't you talk about this? Why don't who the hell do you think you are, dude? You can't talk to someone from there. You can't have a debate with this. How come you don't talk who the hell do you think you are, bro? My gosh, dude. You're worse than like some of these Republicans that try to kick me out of like events because I talk about Zionism. It's disgusting. I don't care. I'm just saying, it's like, just like I don't like, I'm just giving you an example. If TPUSA says, don't criticize Ted Cruz or don't talk about Israeli donor money or don't talk about the speech laws, I'm not your slave. And I'm also not your slave. I'll talk about what I want when I want, and you can't control me just like they can. So let's not play these games. Let me see. Super chat. Nafisa Jackson said, in spite of the troll. Well, thank you, Nafisa. I don't even consider people a troll. I'm sure that's a real person, not a bot or anything. I'm not going to write it off. It's just like, it's just like Junior. When Junior comes here every day and he gets mad, it's like, you obviously have a good time, Junior, because you're here all the time. So I'm not. Oh, Junior likes this one. Look at, dang, I even impressed Junior. Junior, you're the toughest critic ever, bro. You're like Simon Cowell times 5,000, dude. I don't know who you are, but bro, you're persistent. If I impress you, it's like impressing Simon Cowell on American Idol. I must have done something really spectacular. Someone said because they have no clue about what's going on. Everyone has their own energy of how they deal with stuff. Like even Ye and Trump, everyone has like, this is how I'm going to say it. This is how I'm going to do it. I get it. But sometimes people don't like how I do what I do or what I say. I don't really care. Let me see. Read a few more comments and then we'll probably take off. Someone said, for real. All right. Get them, alpha energy. Yeah, we can move on. I want to talk about a few other things, but any comments you guys have? Has anyone seen Simon Cowell's plastic surgery? It's not good. Well, I don't know if he got plastic surgery or not, but I have seen the pictures and, everybody ages. Everybody, like, it's sad because even if you get older, you're going to look probably worse than you did when you were younger at a certain point. So, I don't know if he got surgery or not, but he, no matter how famous you are, you can't look the same forever. So either you get older or you try to look younger, but, no disrespect. Candace Owens put out a tweet yesterday that was interesting. While we're talking about other things, I'll talk about this. She was like, guys, do you like lip fillers and like plumpers? Like women are like looking like ducks or whatever. Like she was like, do you really like this or not? And everybody in the comments was like, no, I don't like it. No. Cause like, but what I said was funny. And I'm not saying it's like my favorite or anything, but I made the comment to be a contrarian, not just to do it. I really feel this way. Like, when someone asks, do you like natural or do you like this? Everybody online likes to play, I like natural. And a lot of people really do. I'm not saying they don't, but like people are like, but the people, like there's so many people that say, I like natural. If a girl with fake, with plump lips that was hot enough and they were single came in their DMs, they'd be scheduling a dinner tomorrow. So I'm not saying that everyone doesn't prefer natural, but I'm like that the only people that are going to come out on an online poll are the people that are just like, I prefer natural, but I guarantee you 60% of them or more, if they were approached by a woman who was attractive enough with like plumped lips, they would take her out on a date in 2 seconds. So, I'm not saying it's better or worse, and I'm not saying it's like natural. I'm just being honest. It's like the people that don't feel that way are not commenting. It's like, it's like something that people just keep to themselves. But um, I think if you're attractive, you could pull off whatever you want. But, once you go down the path of trying to do stuff, I think in general, it becomes unattainable. So you just got to keep doing it, and it drives you crazy. Someone said, "What are you talking about?" I just made the comment that everyone's going to act like it's like 99% agree with this, but in reality, it's only the people who think that way who are going to admit it publicly. That the people that are like, I don't care, they're not going to post about it. That's what I was saying. Someone said next. Next. All right. Well, Honeybee wants to change the subject. So, it's your show now. Someone said these chicks injecting their lips look so ridiculous. Well, I think the thing that Candace was saying was not the people that make it like crazy ridiculous, just people who do like, small ones or something. I mean, there's obviously people that like blow their face out or their butt is so huge that you could fit like a Ford, Taurus on it or so. I don't, like there's those type of people, but then there's people who do it like slowly. I just think in general, like, at a certain point, you're gonna get older, things are gonna change, and like, eventually, like say like a Joan Rivers type or something, like it just becomes unattainable because like, you will age. But I don't, it's whatever you want to do. If you're married, it's up to you and your husband. Like I don't, it is what it is. I'm not a woman. I don't. It's like with guys. Some guys take testosterone or HGH or something. They say it's like the greatest thing ever. I don't know. I'm 33. I don't take like stuff like that, but some people swear by it and they're like, this makes me more of a man. And I'm not there yet to even consider that. So I don't know. Let's see. Kim Kardashian. Oh, I'm not going to. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. One or two more. Would I get a male Brazilian butt lift? Of course not. Why would I ever do that? That's disgusting to even think. I guess I kind of walked into this conversation, but no, I'm not trying to do any sort of like surgery like that for myself or FTX thoughts. Was BitConnect cooler? I mean, that guy apparently, I just saw that he got some lawyer named Cohen that was connected to Ghislaine Maxwell. I just saw it on like an Unusual Whales like news flash alert. So, I mean, obviously the guy was a little sneaky and got. So we'll see if he actually gets in trouble or not. It seems like the Democrats, like Maxine Waters, are protecting him because he donated a lot. Someone said you look good just the way you are. Well, I appreciate it, but I'm at the point now. I do so many videos, and sometimes I look sloppier than I would like to look, and it's not on purpose, but I do so much stuff. I run like 6 different social media pages, all mine. I'm just saying like Facebook, Instagram. I'm making videos, filming. Sometimes it takes a couple hours beforehand to come up with the content. So I have like choices to make during a day. It's like what I can only do so many things because I work by myself. Like, do I want to spend 2 hours like looking amazing for the camera like a Metro? Like I don't really, I think I look fine, and I know I have the ability to look better. Like when I wear a suit, people are like, "Oh, I didn't even know you could look that good." It's like, well, if I'm working 7 days a week and I'm doing a 10-hour day, I could, I guess, dress in a suit every morning if I wanted to. I just don't care that much. So, you know, I know when I need to look good, I could look good, and I'm not tripping about my looks or options. So, sometimes I have to let things fall by the wayside, and then I rewatch or something, and I'm like, dude, I got to just keep it moving, or else I don't get, then I'll only do 1 day a week or 3 days a week. So sometimes you got to sacrifice certain things, even cleaning. Like my place is clean and stuff, but in general, if I'm working all these days and sometimes I'm ordering food, like I'm just keeping it moving. I always wondered how women draw their eyebrows on. Yeah, I don't fully understand that, but I guess if you don't like your eyebrows, you draw them on. Like I'm not gonna knock people either way. It's just like I guess that you just do that if you don't like your eyebrows. someone on my Insta live stream was like, Anomaly, you got to trim your eyebrows. And it's like, I know I could trim, I've trimmed my eyebrows before or threaded them. Like I do that. Just, but it's like, I don't care. Like if they're bushy, they're bushy. If they're not, they're not. It's like my beard. Like, oh, you shaved. Like I understand what grooming looks like. I do it. I cut my hair, I shave my beard, but like people think I care enough where it's like, even if my eyebrows got that bushy and I didn't trim them or do anything for 3 years, like I don't even care. Like I'm not, it's not like women don't like me or, I'm like, oh my God, my whole life's going to be ruined if I don't shave, like if I don't thread my eyebrows. Like people care way more than I do. Yeah, I get it. I want to look better than average. It's just my top priority is just not that. I shower, I do stuff, but it's like if my hair grows or something, I'm not like, oh my God, I gotta look good. Well, that's why some people, and I'm not, it's nice to look nice. Like I like to have style. I like to look good when I go out. Like I'm not trying to look like trash or anything. It's not like I'm a bum. But at the same time, there are people, especially like when you get into the YouTube influencer world, some people care more about what they look like than what they're doing. Like I care about my content, my message, my presentation. Like how many people spend 3 hours getting ready? They look amazing, but they're fake because that's what they care about. Their priority is like how people perceive them. If you make videos all the time, you got to just come to conclusion that you're not always going to look good. You're going to mess stuff up. You're going to have like a thing on your shirt or your hair is going to be a little messed up sometime. Like that's just the reality if you make enough things. And if I spent so much time caring about it, I wouldn't be able to make as many videos. Like um at least that's what I tell myself when I look like shit. So it's like, oh, you're wearing a leather jacket, but you're saying nothing. That's like a lot of the music world too. Cause like obviously, it's cool to be a rock star. It's cool to wear something cool. Like it's cool to be on stage and just be that man. Like, I've been there. But at the same time, all these celebrities, most of them, that's all they care about. They end up being empty vessels. It's like a woman. If you want to take care of yourself and you want to do certain things to make yourself look more beautiful, that's on you. I'm not you. I don't know what makes you feel better. But at the end of the day, I think the women or men who feel the best are people who are comfortable with themselves. Like if you look good with a face thing of makeup, but then you're wearing sweatpants, you're like, this is my natural look. Eventually, if you don't already have one, don't you want a guy who loves you either way? Like at a certain point, you're going to have to get over. You don't want a guy who, or a girl, vice versa. If you're a guy, you don't want someone that only likes you when you're wearing a leather jacket, or they only like you when you have a face full of makeup. Eventually, don't you want someone that thinks that you look good either way and they understand you have the potential to look even better? Like, so I think guy or girl, everybody needs to like just get to the point where they're like, all right, this is who I am. I like myself. I can, maximize my beauty if I do this, but you can't like hate yourself when you're not at your standards. Like I hate myself if I don't wear a suit. We all don't look like we could, like you just gotta come to terms with that. I've been online since I've been 2008. I've been made fun of. People said I look like a monkey. Thank goodness I'm mostly white, or else I could have called them racist or something. But like they used to make fun of me when I was 19 and 20. Like I used to feel bad about it because I didn't have confidence. Like they would literally say, you look like a monkey. And then I'd watch my videos and I'd be like, damn, I kind of do look like a monkey. Like I literally did look like a monkey. And I started thinking like, dang, I kind of do look like that. And it used to trip me out. But that's one good thing about like consistency. And, like I've been online for 13 years now. So you get used to certain things. Like I don't care about that, after years of being like actually caring. Someone said how sad. I mean, it's kind of funny in hindsight, like calling me a monkey's, in my opinion, funny. But like when I'm 19 and I'm not confident, like it took me a while to gain confidence. So at that age, it was like, damn, like I wasn't confident, but I was confident enough to put it out there. But I was still like nervous and like self-conscious. So, it definitely could get to you. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate it. Someone said, I'm blessed with a husband who says I look pretty without makeup, or who tells me I don't need makeup. I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I think makeup is overrated. I mean, skin routine's nice, taking care of yourself, but I think makeup's overrated. That's just my take, but I'm not going to like knock it either way because I don't know what that even, like, I don't even understand what women are doing all the time. They're like morphing, they're turning into witches, they're casting spells. Like I consider all makeup just witchcraft. So I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. You got a broom in your hand. You're like stirring a potion. Taking 3 hours to go out to a nightclub. Like whatever you got to do, just stop. Just calm down. But I'm just kidding. Uh, don't let these 3D shitbags get to you. I'm chilling. It's all good. Someone said I hate monkeys. Well, don't tell that to Cassandra Fairbanks. I think she like has pet monkeys and she loves them. So you definitely don't tell her that. She'll freak out at you. She's like the biggest monkey fan I've ever seen. Um, Someone said not witchcraft. I'm convinced they're doing witchcraft, but it's okay. It's not the 1600s anymore, so you can do witchcraft and no one even gets mad at you. But I just say you shouldn't. As a woman, you got to stop with the spells. Did I miss the mRNA talk? You did. I apologize. Well, any plans to speak with Owen Benjamin soon? I don't, but I'm sure in 2023 we'll chat at some point. Someone said, P.S. You don't look like a monkey. Well, I don't now, but when I was younger, I think I did at one point. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't like. There were some videos where I did look somewhat like a monkey, and I was like, and then it was like the top comment, and I was like 20, and I'm like, damn, they got me, But honestly, I had a lot of love when I was younger too. I had a pretty big following for how young I was, so it was mostly love. But you get 50 comments, and one of them says something bad. When you're younger, especially, you look at that one, and you're like, dang. But I've always been pretty. I don't know if I'd say lucky, but successful, blessed. I started rapping in 2008 online. I won a rap contest with this guy named Wax and Herbal Tea. Wax. I won a rap contest, so I kind of like got a lot of internet fame when I was like 19 or so, and I had 1 million views on YouTube within a year. I started kind of hustling mixtapes like out of my dorm room just online. I had 100,000 downloads in a year. Like that's a lot with no microphone, just a computer, a laptop, a random like flip camera or something I had 1 million views and 100,000 downloads within a year. So I was kind of like underground successful early when I was 19 or 20. I had record meetings when I was 21, 22, and they always wanted me to like be, now I see what they were doing, but back then it was like, do this, do that. And I'm like, no, that's weird. So I never like bit, because when I was big on YouTube, they thought YouTube wasn't a thing. This was before Mr. Beast. This was before every celebrity wanted to get on YouTube. YouTube, when I was big on YouTube back in the day, was like viewed as oh, that's just YouTube. Like, oh, you're just a YouTube star, but can you really make a song? Nobody took me seriously because they thought it was just YouTube. But in my head, I was thinking, what aren't you guys seeing? If I could get 1 million views and 100,000 downloads on YouTube with no microphone, what do you think happens if you gave me a music video and a microphone? Like, I'm doing this with nothing. I'm competing with $1 million budgets. So I always was stubborn, because they would always, all the record labels would treat me like crap and be like, oh, you're just a YouTube rapper. It wasn't the same day it is now, where YouTube is seen as like even bigger. Like, you need a YouTube. Back in the day, it's like, why are you just on YouTube? And it's like, I always fought with the record labels because they would try to like talk down to me. And I'm like, listen, if I did all this with nothing, just give me something. I don't need your opinion. Oh, you can't do this. I already did it. So I've always had an attitude. And even now it's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now I'm bigger than most major label artists, not the big ones like Taylor Swift and stuff, but in general, like there's a lot of major label artists that nobody even knows of because they're not that big. It's like now nobody wants to even talk to me. Now they act like I don't exist. The only time they want to talk to me is if I say something that they deem, whatever the word is of the day, and they like, it's very strange. It's like I'm bigger than ever, but now it's like everyone knows that no record label wants to put out like real music. That it's back in the day I was like, why don't they do this, or why won't they sign me? Now I realize, I'm like, oh, it's always been completely fake. Like, it doesn't matter if I have 5 billion views and I'm bigger than Taylor Swift. They don't want you out unless you push the narrative. Like, that's how bad it's always been, I think. But people are now, they know. It's always been that way, but now people know. a lot of people think, oh, it's kind of like the Ye situation. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, it's always been that crazy. It just took him doing something crazy for people to realize the world was crazy. The labels are the same thing. This isn't just because of Trump. Trump just pushed their hand and they exposed themselves. Ye is pushing people's hands and it's exposed. But it's always the labels for at least 20 years. They've been that exact way. Even when they talked to me when I was younger, it wasn't like this or that, but there was like, oh, did you say something about Obama? Oh, talk about women. Don't talk about politics. Like that was always their message. It's always been bad. It's always been controlled. It's always been fake. There's always been almost a 0% chance for you to get through unless you push the narrative or just shut your mouth. And now things have been pushed so far that now everyone knows what Hollywood really is. They know what the music industry really is. They know what politics really is. It's really not a bad time. Like it's bad what they're doing, but more people are awake. Like the Balenciaga thing is like mainstream. And it's like, yeah, maybe it was a mistake, or maybe that's who these people really are. Maybe they've gone insane. Maybe they're sickos. Somebody's a sicko. Somebody signed out. Oh, it's not a mistake. Like everyone knows now, whether it's fashion, music, not to point the blame at one person someone needs to take somewhat of the blame, but you get what I'm saying. The cat's out of the bag. And now, independent people are doing better. I think it's honestly a good time. Someone said you needed independent backing. Everything happens for a reason. I have zero regrets. I can't complain. I mean, I somehow made my own news platform. I've made enough money to not be broke. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, whether it's listen to someone in the comments or listen to a donor. I don't have to do anything. So, how could I really complain with how things turned out? Everything turned out exactly how it could. I hit number 2 on the Billboard charts this year with a rap song and in rap sales, without even pushing my music that much, only twice this year. So, I'm doing exactly what I need to do. So I'm glad that it happened that way. I'm glad that no one backed me. I'm glad that doors were closed. But at this point, I wouldn't mind collaborating with the right people, whether it's locals or Rumble. I talked to my guy at Minds, Bill, he's a cool guy. Like I'm ready to work with somebody. It's just like I don't need to. I'm doing fine, but I got all these clicks. I could get 100,000 clicks, millions of clicks, like millions. No one wants to partner with me. What did I do? I think I need to get on my knees and say, I'm sorry for questioning Ben Shapiro. He's my hero. No, I'm just kidding. Poor Ben. He's like, listen, anomaly. It's not me. Okay. I didn't do anything to you. Why are you so jealous of me? Okay. Listen, all I do is make Daily Wire and we're trying to give our perspective. Okay. You're right, Ben. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was blaming you too much, and I will go on a Nick Cannon apology tour. I will talk to a rabbi. I'll go to the museum. I'll take the trip. And I will never say that again, okay? Now, does anyone want to sponsor me or no? It's okay. Someone said, I'm the black sheep in the truth community. I didn't see the rest of yours, sorry. Most channels don't even want to say my name. Knowledge 2020. I just gave it Knowledge 2020. I said your name. You might be the black sheep, but I read your name, and that's just what it is. I'm not sure who you are, but there is the name read. Someone said, stop apologizing to Ben. That was a joke. You couldn't tell that was a joke? What part of my semi-decent impression did you not understand? Someone said, when you rap about Jesus and God in a good way, not in a mocking way, they don't make that type of music. Yeah, but now for sure the industry doesn't, but nowadays you have other platforms to do it. Except I guess I don't have TikTok now, they banned me. That's kind of a huge blow. I know people are like, it's China, don't use it, but all the music hits come off of TikTok. So the fact that they took my TikTok away, I had millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, I'm not going to cry about it, but it's like, that doesn't help, because without a major label. Okay, well, at least I have a TikTok. Well, now I don't have a TikTok. It's like now I have an Instagram and a Facebook. Like, they slowly just take away your stuff. They slowly just take away all your stuff until you end up wearing a black Balenciaga mask, dressed like a supervillain, talking about World War II. And then I'm not saying that's the path, but like, they just take away, and eventually Ye shows up in a black mask talking about stuff. Yeah, I got banned from TikTok like a couple weeks ago. I was on vacation. I came back banned. My Ben Shapiro impression's funny. Thank you. Someone said, anomaly, the fact blank and Tim still treated you like crap is crazy. I've said enough about the beanie guy. I don't want to dunk on Tim. He has his own problems. So I'm not, I don't want to, I know. This is how everybody treats me in the right way. I get it though. I think I figured it out myself. It's like, they know, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I think they know I'm a likable person. So I think they know if they gave me a platform, everyone would be like, oh, he makes a lot more sense. He's funnier. He's more interesting. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but like, let's be honest. Tim knows I'm more interesting than him. Tim knows I'm funnier than him. Tim knows people like me. So I feel like maybe he was playing this game of like, I don't know who he is. Like, let's, whatever. I don't, like, yeah, of course I know all the people he knows. I know the people that work with it. Like, yeah, he's just lying. It's fine though. But I think people don't want me around because they know that once people see my stuff, their stuff's not going to make sense anymore. Like their little illusion isn't going to work. So it's like, let's just have on other people or something. I don't know. I'm a selfless person when it comes to, I've helped build, 10 people up from the ground just because I thought they were good. I don't look, when I saw Candace Owens' video, I don't look at her like a threat, like, oh, she's going to get bigger than me. Oh, she's a black woman and people like her. I'm more like, yo, that's like when I first saw her video, I'm like, that's a really good video. I don't even know who this chick is, but this is a good take. And if you notice, whether it's Ron DeSantis or this person or that, if you say something good and you do something good, I don't care if you're Shapiro or DeSantis or Candace, I'll show people because I want people to do the right thing. And I like good talent, so I don't think that way. I don't think like, oh God, no, but I don't want to keep dunking on Tim, but I think if you notice like the people he surrounds himself by, I think he tries to like surround himself with people that make him look like, kind of like impressive or something. But I don't want to like analyze this guy. This poor guy, he's getting doxxed all the time. Like everybody's mad at him. Like, God bless Tim. I hope he figures it out. All I wanted to do was give him a God bless beanie. Put some God on that beanie, Tim. Maybe if you put God on your beanie, you'd have, better luck. I'm trying to bless you with the Lord. But it's okay. Someone said, I'm going to say this just so you stop annoying me, but you said, you'll speak highly of Alex Jones and won't even say Handsome Truth's name, says it all. Rat. Is that simple? I just said his name. I also, by the way, I covered up names of people earlier, not because I don't want people to know. I just didn't feel like talking about it, but I just said it. And I don't always speak highly of Alex. It's like certain things he does I like, certain things he does I don't, but I just said the name. It's just like, stop. You're just annoying me. Like you're like, let me bully and just be this person until he does what I say. Like I don't like your attitude, but I just said the name. And I said it like 3 days ago because the first time people had asked me if I would interview him and I was unfamiliar with who he was. So, it's now twice in a week that I said the name. You're welcome, bro. But for me, I mean, maybe I'm sending the wrong message because then I'll say it doesn't work, but then it kind of did work. So it's like, I try to just read all comments, even if people say read more positive comments. I just read interesting comments, whether they're positive or negative. Like if people say I like your hair and stuff, like I'm not going to read like, I like your hair. I like your lips. Like I'm not going to read compliments of myself. I feel weird. So I'm more just like, if it's positive and interesting, I'll read it. And even if it's negative and interesting, I got to read it just to keep the stream moving. Because if it's too slow, no one wants to sit here and just like watch me like, slowly read things. It's not fun. Laselda said, I've been following you for a while. I used to think you were a gatekeeper. Then you started calling out the blanks. Well, you just said Zionist. I make it more sketchy when I say blanks. I just like to throw off the algorithm sometimes. I feel like I'm competing with robots. And the humans who work at Facebook and YouTube, they're not much better than robots. Honestly, probably dumber than robots at this point. So, I'm throwing off the NPCs and the robots, but I keep it real. I'm gonna have a debate about this stuff too, but some people want me to be them and feel like them. If I believe it, I'll say it. If I know it, I'll talk about it. But why do I say blank? I don't know. I just threw off the NPCs and the algorithms. Just like sometimes when people say, "Hey, Tim's treating you this way, but blank and blank said this," I'm just saying blank. I'm not afraid to say the names that they said. I don't want. I'm not trying to be so predictable. Like, let me read everyone's name, and it's like it wasn't even bad or controversial people. I just do it sometimes. Um. All right, bro. I'm not gonna keep. You said, why do I shill Alex Jones though? I don't do that. Now, I'm not gonna read any more of your comments. You're being annoying now. I don't shill Alex Jones. I've never done that. I've only covered certain news stories. So you're just unreasonable. Thank you, servant. I appreciate you. Someone said people need to learn and love people better. I'm telling you, they'd be much more humble. I hear you. Come on, AI. Oh, that's a good topic, real quick. Like the AI thing. Everybody's doing those AI pictures. It's really creepy. I get it though. It makes you look like cool, but everyone's doing it. My whole Instagram feed is like, look at me as an AI wizard. Look at me as an I'm not trying to offend half my audience because probably half my audience has done the AI pictures. All my friends are doing it. I'm holding out. I'm not doing the AI pictures. Like I get it. I don't look as cool as an AI version of me, but I don't want to give in to the robots. It's the same reason why I say blank blank. I'm not just competing with liberals and groups of people. I'm competing with robots now. There's AI, censorship, the liberals who work at big tech, they act like robot. They're worse than robots. They have no customer service. I don't feel like dealing with them. I'm trying to throw them off. Blank, blank. I'm not giving you my picture. I don't want to see what I look like as a wizard. And then people are doing AI stories where the AI is writing better stories than the New York Times. It's all creepy. Like I'm not above AI because it's everywhere at this point, but I'm not putting my face in an AI thing. At least this week. Maybe next week they'll trick me. Do people know what I'm talking about? Maybe not if you don't have like an Instagram. You put your face in an AI simulation app or something. I don't even know where it is, but then it gives you all these cool pictures of yourself and you look like an anime character and a superhero. And now people are changing their profile picture to the version of them that's animated. Something about it is just not sitting right with me, Like I look okay, but then it's like if I actually did an AI thing, then I look like a superhero. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you. You can't please everybody. Yeah, I don't know where the AI filter thing comes from, but nobody's seen it. You need some mods. I don't care about people's comments, whether they're negative or it doesn't really bother me. The only thing that bothers me is when people just spam things so I can't read the comments. If somebody disses me or something, I don't even care. If I cared enough, I'd have mods, but I'm not afraid of somebody being annoying. I don't like when people just like that's the only time I need mods where it's just spamming so much that I can't even read my own comments. Like when's my next collaboration with Bryson? Said Michael Jackson. Is that the real Michael Jackson? Some people think you're not really dead and you dressed as Dave, so maybe that's you. But when is my next collaboration with Bryson? I don't know. We did 2 songs this year, so maybe next year. Thank you for your dope content, said Lacelita. Sorry I butchered your name, but thank you. Trump Lake is going to take all the air out of the room. Trump can choke DeSantis out. I want them to go against each other. I don't want him literally to choke them out, but metaphorically, because then they're going to be like, Junior wants to choke. I get what you're saying, though. It's a metaphor. But in general, I want them to spar off against each other. Personally, I think that Trump's Achilles heel is his humility, and he doesn't have enough to realize what he did wrong in 2020. And like DeSantis has moved on and realized it, and Trump doesn't. So I think DeSantis would beat Trump because Trump doesn't have like the self-awareness to shift. But I could be wrong, Junior. I want to see it. I don't want Trump to not run, and I don't want DeSantis to not run. I want them both to run. Jay Lama said you should try to get on Nick Rakita's show. You guys would get along great, and he's the ultimate grift king. Maybe you can learn some tips. I'm behind, so I have no idea what you're talking about. I've heard the name, but I'm not really familiar with him. And that's not like a cop out. If I know someone, I'll say it. I've heard the name before. I don't know exactly where though. Someone said Trumpenstein or Zion Ron. I hear you. I definitely hear you. Trump's hands are too small. Hey, listen. I have big hands, okay? Nobody has bigger hands. When I met Kim Jong-un, he said, "Oh my gosh, your hands are huge, Trump." Trump has huge manly hands, okay? And anybody who says otherwise is an anti-Semite. I'm just kidding. I don't know. You have TDS. If you don't think Trump's hands are bigger than any human hands in modern history, you have Trump derangement syndrome, okay? My hands are big. That's how I grabbed all the vaccines. How do you think I grabbed millions and millions and billions of vaccines? I grabbed it with my big manly hands. So, we don't diss Trump here. He's got big manly hands, and he grabs all the vaccines with his big Trumpy hands. The best. Kentucky, I love you. He loves Kentucky. Someone said Trump and DeSantis can hold hands and kiss the Wailing Wall together. That was pretty funny. We hold each other's hands and we kiss the wall. Okay. Listen, that joke is offensive. I need to go on an apology tour. I need to be put in timeout. Give me a week timeout. I'll be like Whoopi Goldberg. I will change my ways, okay? Whoopi Goldberg, she did not mean to say what she said. Everything Whoopi Goldberg says is wrong, but like they got mad one day. I'm like, where have you been the last like years? Like Whoopi Goldberg's takes about everything are pretty subpar, but it's okay. All right, one more. Someone said you're canceled. I've already pretty much been canceled. So it's okay. I didn't even do anything yet. Someone said the ADL's been notified. I have a suggestion for the ADL. If they want to fight hate, they got to stop making it worse. This is going to be my whole debate on Friday or Thursday. Like, I'm debating someone who doesn't really agree with free speech. And it's like, how do you want to be popular in America if you don't agree with the First Amendment principles in comedy? So, if the ADL really wants to quash the hate, they got to stop being so bad at their job. They're starting to like, I mean, not starting, but it's like their whole ideology is just like garbage, and they just don't get it. So, I'm having a debate on Friday or Thursday. I don't know the time difference, but I'm excited. I haven't had like nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody in like Conservative Inc. wants to talk to me. So I'm glad to get a platform to have a debate with someone. Like I've been waiting for just like I want to hear the other side of like why speech is so bad that it can't be said. And I get it what you're coming from, but I don't agree. And I know a lot of stuff. So we'll see. Appreciate you guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And real quick, I just want to let people know a few things. If you want to watch the full clip that I didn't play here because Facebook and YouTube suck, we don't play the victim and we don't censor ourselves. We just send that traffic elsewhere. I want them to learn the lesson. Twitter will get your traffic. Telegram will get your traffic. Rumble will eventually get more traffic. They already are. So let's not do like at least Twitter and I'm not even saying they're doing it completely right, but if something happens to you on Facebook or YouTube, their customer service is so garbage. Like they don't even care when they're wrong. So we give their t.me/DreamRareChat, Telegram, check out the full video. Maybe I'll post another one later that I can't really share anywhere else. Twitter @LegendaryEnergy. Check it out there. And then also DreamRareLinks.com has all my links, but DreamRare.com, we have 11 or 10 hats that are signed, and I'm only signing 12 this winter in the Dream Rare online collection. If you want to get one and support the movement, that would be awesome. I mean, they are pretty high price, but it's a rare piece of history. If you think I'm going somewhere, if you think maybe in 5 years, you'll be like, oh, I wish I would have had that. That's like a rare piece of history. but maybe I'm not going anywhere. Maybe I'm on the decline, and in 3 years, maybe you buy the hat and it's like, I shouldn't have bought this hat. That kid sucks. So, it's really a gamble. But if it sounds interesting, it's there. We have these hats, we have these shirts, all this stuff. Because regardless of who wants to sponsor me or not, the reason I don't care is because I have my own stuff at dreamrare.com. We have Patreon. I appreciate everybody there. We have Facebook, YouTube. It all makes a play. And I have other plans that I am getting around to, but all that stuff, appreciate you guys. And, I'll let you know when someone said you're going somewhere. Well, I hope so. Someone said you peaked. See, there's already debate going on. Either way, that's what it is. Money back guarantee. I mean, I would say probably not. If you buy my signed hat, you know, you can't just take it and give it back. If you don't want to buy it, just don't buy it. As far as the other clothes, we don't really have that many problems, but if you got like a malfunctioned shirt or a hat or something, we would give you your money back. But if you pay the price to buy my signed hat, like, don't, I mean, I guess if it was damaged or something, you can get your money back. But I don't know. You have to check my website. I don't know if we do that or not, but we definitely have refunded people if something went wrong. But appreciate you guys. Have a good day.